This is the Jocko Underground Podcast, number 55, with Echo Charles, EC,
yes,
and me sitting here. So I was on Sam Harris's podcast, it seems like a long time ago now, and we were supposed to do another one at some point, but we just haven't yet. Anyways, on that podcast, we had a discussion about bravery, and one of the things that he said, which was a quote from somebody else, I'm pretty sure, you can't fake bravery. You can't fake bravery. So if there's a gunfight and there's a guy wounded in the street and there's gunfire everywhere and you run out to save that wounded guy and drag him to safety, you're brave. You can't fake that. Now, and it doesn't matter what you were thinking at that moment in time. It doesn't matter if you were petrified and horrified. It doesn't matter if you were just pushed out there by pure adrenaline. It doesn't matter if you had given up on living. You're like, I don't care. I'm going to die anyways. I'm going to go. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You knew there was danger and you acted. And you can't fake that. Again, it doesn't matter what your thoughts were. You could have been like, I want to get a medal, so I'm going to run out there. You still did a brave thing. Might have been for the wrong reason, but you were still brave.
Yeah, that's true.
You could have been petrified and you could have thought, oh, everyone's going to think I'm a wimp if I don't do this. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyways. You're still brave. So you can't fake bravery. And the same idea applies to a lot of other qualities. It doesn't matter what you think or how you're thinking. What matters is what you actually do. That's what matters. So discipline, okay, I talk about discipline a lot. If the alarm clock goes off and you get up and get out of bed, doesn't matter what you were thinking. Doesn't matter that you wanted to sleep in. It doesn't matter that you're like, oh, this sucks. None of that matters. Did you do it? Did you get up? And did you go? Working out. I did squats today. Did you do squats yesterday, you said?
No, it's 2 days ago. 3 days ago.
I did not want to do them. Did not. Did hard jiu-jitsu. Hard jiu-jitsu Saturday. Not as hard, but hard jiu-jitsu Sunday. You know how you get the full body soreness a little bit when you go hard?
Full body DOMs all day.
Full body DOMs. So, but I was like sore. Did not want to do squats. Not at all. Guess what?
Did squats?
Yeah. Doesn't matter that I didn't want to do them. Doesn't matter that I procrastinated.
Yeah.
Stretched.
Yeah.
Did some mobility work for 13 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't need 13 minutes worth of mobility work before. No. But I did it. Got done with that. Guess what? Okay, now we're doing squats. So it doesn't matter what I was thinking, that I didn't want to do it, that I was being a wimp inside my own head, because I did what I was supposed to do. What if you're in a leadership position and you know you're supposed to put the team first? And that's what you do. That's what you do. You put the team first. That's what you did. As long as you did it, you did it. Now listen, there's a little caveat here. That is that intent has a smell. Yeah. And if you put the team first because you know it's going to look good, it's going to make you look good, and that's why you did it, everyone's going to smell that.
Yeah.
So there's a little caveat there. But for the most part, actions are more important than words are, which is a weird thing to say because everyone talks about the importance of words and writing and what you say, right? It's very important. But let's face it, actions trumps those things. Yeah. Then you get this weird, I don't know, you know how this ties in, but you think about this thing where you get someone that's short term will make it happen, but long term they don't make it happen. Example, you've seen plenty of fighters come through the Victory MMA, like pro fighters, amateur fighters. You notice how there's some of those fighters that would never give up in a fight ever. Like they will literally never give up in a fight, but they won't show up to practice for 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Like they're so driven in the fight on the short term, like they're there, but they missed 3 days of practice, or they didn't adjust their diet. Now they're overweight coming in. They got to cut the extra. See what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like a short term versus long term. Yeah. SEAL training, same things happens. Basic SEAL training. You get someone that's just like not gonna quit. and they don't. But they can't pass the run because they didn't freaking train for the 4 months, 6 months, year prior to going to training. They didn't have the discipline to train for a long period of time. But in that moment, you could never make this dude quit. And by the way, sometimes you get someone that's in outstanding condition and they came to every practice and then they get in the fight and they break. I mean, we know fighters have broken, like professional fighters, both that we've known and that we've watched. They break in the ring. You watch them break in the cage. You can have exceptionally trained athletes going to basic SEAL training. They're incredible athletes. They're better at me in every category of athletics. Every category. Running, swimming, strength, endurance. They just beat me in every category. They quit. That's kind of crazy, right? Yeah. So that's this thing where both those things don't win. You got to have that long-term and the short-term discipline. You got to have the short-term and the long-term coverage. You got to have the discipline to do something long range, but then you also got to protect your neck. What do I mean by that is if you don't protect your neck on the mats, you lose. Sometimes you got to, I got to give up position. I got to give up, all these other things in this moment in time. I got to panic. I got to use a bunch of energy, but I got to protect my neck because if I don't protect my neck, it's over. So well-trained fighters, sometimes they quit. Well-prepared buds trainees, sometimes they quit. And all these things are going back to our actions. Our actions. And there's a saying about this. Well, it's sort of, let's say, an adjacent saying.
Sure.
Which I guess you've heard before. Saying, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Have you ever heard this before? Some people take it a little bit further even. So some people say, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become action. Watch your actions, they become your character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. Big quotes, right? And this quote has been attributed to different people over time. Emerson, Lao Tzu, the Chinese philosopher. I even saw one that gave the credit to Margaret Thatcher's father. Basically, it's a quote that seems to have evolved over time and is in many different forms out there. But here's the thing. People talk about watch your thoughts because they become words. Watch your words because they become your action. Watch your action because it becomes your character. Watch your character because it becomes your destiny. Here's what I'm going to say. Watch your freaking actions. Watch your actions. And here's why I'm saying this. Because you can see your actions. You can track your actions. You can adjust your actions. They're quantifiable. Your thoughts, no one can see them. You can rationalize your thoughts. You can rationalize your words. You can say something but do something else. All those things can take place. But your actions are real. So what I'm saying is, watch your actions. Be conscious. Be aware of what your actions are. Your actions are what count. When you're going through that little debate in your mind, like I was today when I was getting ready to do squats.
Yeah.
When you're going through that debate in your mind, be like, none of the things that are in my mind right now matter. What matters is how I act right now. Yeah. That's what matters. That's what I had to say to myself. Yeah. I was like, none of this that's going through my mind right now matters at all. It's all just rubbish. It's junk. What matters is I have to do what I'm supposed to do. That's what we need to pay attention to. You can sit there and think about God knows what. You can think about the rest day you need. You can think about the... That is a little excerpt of what we are doing on the Jocko Underground podcast. So if you want to continue to listen, go to jockounderground.com and subscribe. And we're doing this to mitigate our reliance on external platforms so we are not subject to their control. And we're doing it so we can give you more control, more interaction, more direct connections, better communications with us, strengthen this legion of troopers that are in the game with us. So thank you. It's JockoUnderground.com. It costs $8.18 a month. And if you can't afford to support us, we can still support you. Just email assistance@JockoUnderground.com and we'll get you taken care of. Until then, we will see you mobilized underground.